Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support Rob on the Road, Region Rising. More information available at murphyaustin.com.
Coming up on Rob at Home Region Rising, a look inside Impact100 Greater Sacramento, a new nonprofit chapter bringing women together for collective giving and working to transform our community. Hear about the grants given and meet one of the grant recipients. Coming up on Rob at Home Region Rising.
And now, Rob on the Road, exploring Northern California.
I'm thrilled to have Evelyn Jensen joining us now with Impact100 Greater Sacramento. Evelyn is the CEO and she joins us on Rob at Home. Good to see you, Evelyn.
Thank you for having me.
Thrilled to have you here. And I have to say, congratulations. Wow.
Thank you.
Knocking it out of the park the very first year for this, for over goal. That's huge.
Nobody was more surprised than I was initially. And then I thought about it and I thought the women of our community really want to support the nonprofits in our area. And so after thinking about that, I get it. I get why we had so many women jump on board our first year. It's a very simple premise. It's collective giving. For every 100 women who donate at least $1,000, that's a $100,000 grant, right?
That's amazing. I mean, that's, we talk about, you just said it best, collective giving. So we can give to nonprofits. We have more than 600 in our region, and people give to who they want to give to. But when you pull it together,
that's it.
What an impact. And it's, $1,000 is a lot of money. Right. And so is times 100.
My favorite thing to explain what we do to people is I say to them, I can walk up to a nonprofit and I can say, here's $1,000. And they're going to say, thank you. Or I can walk up to a nonprofit and I can say, or we can say, here's $100,000 dream.
You raised so much that you could give to.
That's right. That's right. Our goal initially was getting 100 women and to be able to award one $100,000 grant. We got 217 women our first year. And that means that we were able to award 2 $100,000 grants and 3 $6,000 grants.
List the recipients.
List the recipients. That's it. Because they're all winners.
Yes.
We gave them so much exposure, not only to the 5 recipients, but to every 128 applicants that we received. So the 2 $100,000 recipients, NorCal School of the Arts, and the other is River City Food Bank. And then the 3 $6,000 recipients, FEA Nature Center, American River Conservancy, and Sunburst Projects.
I have to tell you that even the $6,000 amount that goes to the American River Conservancy, to FEA, and to Sunburst, those 3 organizations, like you just said, the marketing, the press, the buzz that comes from that is phenomenal. Way more value maybe than the dollar even.
Well, we look at it this way. The exposure starts with our focus teams. And there's 5. There's health and wellness, education, arts and culture, family, environment. And our members, if they choose, can be part of those focus groups. So the exposure starts there because say there's 25 to 30 women on a team, they get to learn about these nonprofits, even if they don't push forward. And that's exposure for the nonprofits. These women never knew these nonprofits, for the most part, existed. And so now all of a sudden they do. And they may say, I really loved what that organization did or does. I want to be part of it, or I want to donate. So an added benefit.
This just came together over within a year, correct?
Correct.
How did you do that?
I didn't. Honestly, I have the best board ever. We put together a board of directors. Basically, this is what happened. I started reaching out to my friends because when you start something like that, that's how you start. You start from your core. And so I started telling my friends about this, and they said, we've got to do it. And so I started researching the other chapters to see who they brought into their board, what talents, what skills. And so that's how I built outwards. So I wanted, of course, we need someone on there who can chair the different focus groups. So who's got an educational background? Who's got an environmental background? And we went outside the box on a lot of this. Special events, very important. And so each of those board members were asked to help us grow the organization and grow the board, because they, of course, know people that I don't. When the women joined the board, they were so enthusiastic and so excited and saying, we need this here. You know, $10,000 grants are so important, and $20,000. They're very important to the makeup of what we do in this town and supporting our nonprofits. But that 100,000. So when our board members heard about that, they got just so excited that they wanted to reach out to all their friends. So that's how you start, is you start inside and you work out. And the word spread, and we got more press, and we had all these women just jump on board and say, I want to be a part of this.
You were raised philanthropically. You were raised seeing the power of love in action. What was it that your parents did that you saw that grabbed a hold of you and stayed with you?
My parents, specifically my father, I remember him saying that you always give back because this community has been good to us. And so you give back financially or with your time or both if you can. And he was really a strong believer, and so was my mom. They were a strong believer in the fact that we had a roof over our head and we had food on our tables, and they worked very hard, but they always believed in giving back to the community that gave to them. And that's how I was raised.
Are you thrilled at how this has come to fruition?
I am. I could never have dreamed a year and a half ago that this is where we would be. I would be talking to you. We would have the exposure that we've had. But unless we have more women join us, we can't build this organization. And so we have, so a couple things. Number one, you don't have to live in our area to be a member.
Okay.
The other thing is our region is Sacramento, Yolo, Placer, and El Dorado.
That's the region that your pool comes from.
Correct.
Okay.
So nonprofits from those four regions can apply.
I'm so glad you mentioned that anyone, anywhere can join this effort, because even though the applications are coming from the 4-county area, Sacramento, El Dorado, Yolo, and Placer counties, this airs in 29 counties, the top half of California, Northern California, and then we distribute this through the PBS app nationwide. So that's really good information to know.
And we hope that women will say, I don't live there. I don't want to, I can't be involved, but I want to help build that grant process because my sister lives there, or my cousin lives there, or I grew up there and I don't live there anymore, but I love the community. So, help us build the grants so that we can award even more funds this next year. We're never going to see all of the results, but in our hearts, we know that we have helped our community. And so just that giving back makes you happy.
It does. Service and giving will change your life.
Exactly.
It is the way through and out of just about any circumstance. And
So,
one of the beauties is that you don't get to see all the results, but you know
right.
that in giving, you are helping someone else. And there is, to me, no greater feeling.
Exactly. We are very thankful for your Region Rising recognition. We feel honored that we're part of this, and thank you because of people like you giving back to the community. You're helping indirectly.
It's a we thing here too.
We thing.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much, Evelyn Jensen, the CEO of Impact 100 Greater Sacramento. Evelyn, you rock. You really do.
So do you. Thank you.
Amanda McCarthy is with the River City Food Bank. Amanda is the executive director and one of the recipients of the Impact 100 grant, the massive grant that can really infuse so much happening at River City Food Bank. Amanda, thank you.
Thanks so much for having me. It is awesome to be with you.
I am thrilled to have you here, and congratulations. That's a big deal.
Right? It is.
Really
it's
big.
Absolutely transformational. We are just ecstatic, so grateful, and really, really excited to be part of Impact 100.
How is the grant transformational? What is it going to do for you? Put that in perspective for me and for people watching, exactly what that means.
Absolutely. So, I think what it means first and foremost is that we are going to be able to increase our capacity. So River City Food Bank has a couple of different emergency food distributions, and one of our sites is located in Midtown. It is a very small facility, small but mighty, but we've gotten to a place where we've grown so big that we've really outgrown the space. So we really need to make some adjustments there so that we can serve more people. And what that looks like, we're going to do some renovation inside the building. We're going to install a new energy efficient refrigerator that's going to allow us to really triple the amount of space that we've got to store perishable foods. And really, we will be able to serve a lot more people once that happens.
You're already serving a lot of people, 25,000 people a month.
25,000 people per month. Yes,
Goodness.
It is the biggest. It is record numbers, the biggest I've ever seen.
Wow. Is that, do you know how many come through the Midtown location? How many people?
I would say, it's about between our two locations, it's probably 45% Midtown, and then the remainder at our Arden Arcade location. But, the reality is, we consider ourselves to be a no barrier food bank. So what that means is you can come to any of our locations. We don't require proof of income, ID, zip code. You can come as often as you need. So we see at our Midtown location, folks from the entire county. We are right on a public service line. There's the Department of Human Assistance across the street. And public transit is right there. So we really do see folks from throughout the county at our Midtown location. We're open 3 days a week there and welcome anyone without judgment or barriers.
Where is that?
So we're at R and 28th Street. It's right behind the Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op.
You are small and mighty. I've seen it, and you pack a lot in and out of that location.
You sure do.
Most importantly, you pack a lot of people's needs. You fill a lot of people's needs. And I'm blown away that many people come through there. I'm still trying to get over that large amount of number. And it's heartbreaking.
It's been a really tough year. I think, on top of people still recovering from the pandemic. We had federal benefits expire. So folks, we're seeing some of these resources throughout the pandemic, and those have ended. There's really a lack of affordable housing right now, and inflation has never been higher. On top of that, we've got refugees coming in. There's a whole slew of things that sort of have created this perfect storm for people to experience hunger and food insecurity in numbers that we've never seen before. Folks throughout the county are really struggling to make ends meet. And we really believe food is a basic human right. And no one should have to choose between putting food on the table for their family and basic needs like rent.
That's a very, very good point. Can you tell me, because I brought up that it's very sad that to see so much need, I also know that you see a lot of joy in giving and in serving.
Yes.
Can you give me some examples of hope?
Yes. So, we talk with people experiencing all kinds of things every day. The beauty of River City Food Bank is we really do welcome everyone with dignity, compassion, and respect. We want to make the experience very welcoming. We have folks that are, speak different languages. We offer a lot of culturally meaningful foods and try to invite people in to get what they need. So, I can't even tell you the number of families that have come through, and, it's not easy, right? It's not easy to come to a food bank. And I think people, when they first arrive, can be a little unsure, not know exactly what to expect, what it's going to be like, what's going to be required. Will people look at me? Will people judge me? And then, they're welcomed by people speaking lots of different languages. They get a grocery cart. We set up like a farmer's market, so people get to shop for the foods that are most meaningful for them.
Oh, people get to pick out what they want.
They do. It's
food choice is so important for empowering people. There's something about a choice and not a bag given to someone. It's a big deal.
It is. And a lot of people that are coming to the food bank don't always have choice in their lives. And so the fact that they get to pick out what they need is so meaningful. We learned from the pandemic that when we had to prepackage food, it really led to a lot of food waste. It's really, it's the most dignified and compassionate way to serve people, to let them choose what they want, but it also does eliminate that food waste. Yeah. I was talking with one of our guests last week, and his name's Tim. He lives downtown, really struggles to kind of make ends meet, has a job, but it's a lot to try to pay rent, buy groceries, and figure out all the other bills for his family. And he said he loved coming to River City Food Bank because of the neighborhood farmers market. And he also said we were the Michael Jordan of food banks, which made me so happy.
A slam dunk. I love that. Mm-hmm.
And we really, we try to make about half of everything we have available fresh produce. So it's pretty awesome. You get to come and kind of see the rainbow. People get to choose fresh fruits and vegetables. We know they're coming to us for so many reasons, and we want to make sure that the choice they've got is something really healthy and nutritious.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And you said no barrier? No
barriers. No. So you can come whenever you need. We don't require a certain zip code. We won't ask for proof of income or ID. We really want to make it as easy as possible. Like I said earlier, coming to a food bank is not always simple. There's a lot of things to weigh and consider, and it's hard. So we really just want to make people feel welcome and know that they can come without judgment whenever they need us.
What has the impact been of Impact100? What have you seen as far as a rise in either attention, donations, people coming forward? Has it helped wave your flag?
Absolutely. Anything that we can do to raise awareness and, support for our work is absolutely critical, especially right now. For many reasons, it's tough for us too. Inflation, we all see that when we go to the grocery store or the gas station, but that hits businesses too, right? So River City Food Bank is paying more for foods that we're purchasing for our guests. We have to pay more at the pump when we fill up our trucks. So inflation has hit us really hard this year too. So having that level of support has been critical. I will say, there's just something about having this amazing group of women come together and support us that really shows the impact of generosity in our community. And I think when people see others giving, it sort of ignites this fuel they want to give to. And so I think in that way, we've kind of created this movement of just support and kindness. And it's just really uplifting to see so many of our community members, especially Impact 100, come together and support nonprofits. I'm sure we're not the only recipients of some of the funds. So they've really done such an incredible job spotlighting and highlighting the work of some really incredible organizations in our community.
It's fantastic. Yes, you were one of two of the major grant recipients, and then there were other grant recipients that were in a smaller dollar amount, but you got right there over $100,000.
It is amazing. And we actually, having those kinds of funds, oftentimes nonprofits, and River City Food Bank is one of them, where we can take those funds and leverage that gift to bring in additional dollars. So we've been able to do that for this project as well, to grow that 100,000 to be a bigger sum to support our project, because it's certainly a huge undertaking, but one that allows us to be incredibly sustainable.
Isn't that amazing that people want to give when there is already someone who has given? And I don't mean that necessarily in a way that someone doesn't want to. I'm saying that when someone gives and they see it happening, as you said, joy is infectious. Giving brings rewards that you can't even imagine, that many people can't imagine. And I'd like to say that, you may have a call for the community watching. I don't want to miss a moment for you to say what you need, because only you know more than anyone as the leader what you need at River City Food Bank. Is there something people watching can do?
Oh, I appreciate that question so much. And we welcome anyone and everyone to get involved, whether that's donating time. We've got huge need for volunteers. We're always looking for folks to come in and help us pack food, distribute it, and really get it out into the community. And we're always looking for other kinds of support, whether that's hosting a food drive or donating funds. For every $2 donated, we can provide a meal for a family. So it's,
wow.
It's pretty incredible. And, when I think about going into the store with $2 bill or two $1 bills, I know I can't make that kind of impact. So, I think sometimes people don't realize the impact of just a few dollars, but we can really stretch it. And it really is so incredibly meaningful.
What do you feel? What weighs on you? And what calls you? What inspires you?
That is an awesome question. I've always said my number one goal is to put us out of business. I want to get to that place, that day where people don't need food banks. I'm not sure that's going to happen in my lifetime, but that is what I'm working toward. And I think the thing that weighs on me most is that we live in this area that's so abundant with food. So much amazing food is grown in this area. And it, to me, is absolutely unacceptable that anyone has to experience hunger. So that's what weighs heavily on me frequently, meeting families who are really just getting by. And we work with a lot of people who are on the cusp of real conflict, of real chaos, of, maybe they're just making it, just about to lose their home, just about to, there are all these situations that pull people from being fine to being in chaos. And that
it can happen in the blink of an eye.
Yes. Sudden loss of a job, your car breaks down, there's a weird medical issue you didn't anticipate. It's, anything. It's stuff that could happen to you and me. And I think the thing that breaks my heart so often is seeing families trying to go through this and trying to do it alone. Mm-hmm. And really, Sacramento has so many amazing resources and opportunities for people to get help so they don't have to. So I'm always trying to figure out how we can make sure our neighbors in need know they don't have to go this alone. There's a lot of resources out there, and no one should feel bad about asking for help. That's why we're here. It's what we do. And it's definitely something I'm keep looking. I'm keeping my eyes on how we can do that better.
I appreciate you taking the time. And most importantly, I appreciate you taking the time to serve, because we are a better community because of what you do. And I thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That means everything.
I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us right here on Rob at Home Region Rising. Check out all of our programs on robontheroad.org or on the PBS app. We'll see you next time right here on PBS KVIE.
Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support Rob on the Road Region Rising. More information available at murphyaustin.com.